Good morning, everybody. This is Dan from Backpacking Adventures, and I am doing, with Dakota, the Susquehannock Trail again. And I'm at the Northern Gateway, it's called. It's a trailhead at Mile 0, and it's near Denton, what's it called? Denton Hill State Park. And we're going out here for 5 days, and going to get this started. The Susquehannock Trail is an 85-mile trail. It's located in the Susquehannock State Forest. I think it's like 290-some thousand acres of land. This trail also passes through or nearby 6 state parks. One of them, which is Cherry Springs, I think it's called. That is supposed to be the darkest place in the Northeast where you can see stargazing. So we'll be right near there, which is close. It's close enough to get all the darkness because there's no light pollution, because this trail is just so remote. This also goes through a town of Cross Fork, which has a restaurant, and from what I understand, they're very they cater to hikers coming through. So that'll be fun. If we get there at a good time, maybe we'll stop and get something to eat there. That won't be until maybe the 3rd or 4th day. All right, the weather, since we're going to be out here for 5 days, maybe 4, we'll see. But so far for the weather, it's going to be very cool. It's only going to be in the 60s most of the time during the day, in the 40s at night for the first couple days. I think the 50s after that. But we are expecting rain. And the problem is every time we look at the weather, it changes. It's going to rain all the time. Then we look again, it's not going to rain at all. So we're just going to play it by ear and we'll see how it goes. But we know if Dakota gets his baby foot wet, he's going to have problems. So hopefully it doesn't rain. But so far, it's beautiful. Not sure if you can see it behind me, but I got my new Hilltop Pack Raven V2 from Hilltop Packs. So I'm sporting a new backpack this trip, and it's a 35 liter, main body 35 liter, so with everything probably close to 50-ish. But I did not get a chance since I got this to take it on a day hike. I like to do that, to load it up and dial it in. So I almost didn't bring it because of that. But anyway, it is feeling really, really comfortable. So far so good, and I'll show it to you more once we stop, or tonight at camp or something like that. So yeah, so I got my new pack for this trip. Now our plan for this trip is to at least average, we got about 85 miles in 5 days. So that's an average of about 17 miles a day. So that's our goal. And what we want to do is do more than that, of course, so we can bank some miles, because if it's going to rain later this week, it just slows you down from the rain. So so today we'll be happy to get 17 today, because we didn't really hit the trail until 9. Because we had to go to the park office and everything else to register the vehicle. And by the time we got on the trail, and we had to do an approach trail too. So, but we'll see how far we get today. Look at this, a golden ticket. We're gonna stop here for lunch. we're almost 7 miles in for the day. And we're doing pretty good. We're averaging about 3 miles an hour, and that's probably going to stop because now it's going to go up and down, up and down. Right now, we just did a nice slight grade downhill for 6 miles. So that's the end of that. This is probably the easiest for the whole trip. So we're going to finish up eating, fill up water, and then start the hellish incline out of here. And I think cardiac climb is coming up soon. It's a big hill, but I'll show you when we get there. The Susquehannock Trail is basically made up of a bunch of smaller trails. Technically it's the Susquehannock Trail System. And just here are some of the signs. I believe I read that the Susquehannock Trail is made up of 64 different trails. I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. But yeah, so even though this is 85 miles, you could make this into smaller trails. Now the only problem is some of the side trails are like pretty much overgrown because I don't think they're used quite a bit, but that option's still there. All right, so we are at about mile 11, and this is one of the first of, I think it might be 5 or 6 shelters on this trail. This is the only one like this. This is an old Dynamite Shack where they used to store dynamite, and all the other ones are lean-tos. But here you have, it's not a lot of places for hammocks unless you go, or tents unless you go out in the woods. But they have wood here, they have benches. And they did have water, but I guess it's empty. There's a little bit of water you can fill up on, but it's Cherry Springs. And let's take a look at the inside. But it's dark in here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, they have chairs in there. All right, we're heading up the infamous cardiac climb. So we came up another hill. It was about 1.2 miles up, and it was pretty steep. So we're going to compare the two because I still remember from the last time I did this that this hill wasn't quite that steep. So we'll let you know. Well, we made it to the top, cardiac climb. Wasn't real bad. I guess I'm more in shape this time around, but I do think it was a little bit, we were talking about, we think it's a little bit steeper than the hill we went up earlier today. Definitely was longer, but just slightly steeper. But I can tell you there's a lot steeper hills and longer hills on this trail coming yet. So cardiac climb isn't the worst. There's more to come. We made it to the fire tower area, and up here there's a cabin. You can't stay here, but I think you can rent it though, or something like that, but you just can't, it's not like a shelter where you can stay here, and you can't camp in the area. So it's a nice area up here. We're gonna keep on going. roughly, well, we just passed the 15 mile marker, but with the approach trail, it's like 15 and a half miles total. We are now looking for some camp. We just found a stream. We loaded up on water, a little more than 2 liters, because I'm just not sure what the water's like up here anymore. And Gut Hooks doesn't say whether there's water at these camps, even though it says you have to cross a bridge. So most likely there is water, but we're just not taking the chance. And plus the terrain right now till we get to camp it's flat. So we're not going up any more hills for today. And again, today was the easiest day of the trip. So when we're done, there's a campsite up here at 17.8 miles. So we got about 2.5 miles-ish to go till we get there. So that's our plan. If it's a good enough campsite, because we both have hammocks, we're just gonna stay there for tonight. It's only about 4:30. We probably could go farther and later, but we figure for the first day, you know, it's almost 18 miles, so we're thinking that's pretty good, and just kind of save our legs because we got 4 more days to go, and you know, 70 or 65 or whatever it is more miles left. So that's the plan for the remainder of the night, and we should be at camp shortly. We're at 17.8 miles for the day and the trip, and I think this is the campsite. So we're gonna go down there and try to see if there's a couple trees that we can hang on. I mean, there's a lot of trees to hang here. We just want to make sure we're not close to this big puddle of water that's sitting up here so the bugs will eat us alive. But we're right next to a water source right over here. This is a pretty nice campsite. Looks like it'll fill with water though if it pours down rain. So for tents, I'm not sure, but it's not supposed to rain for us tonight, so that's good. So we're just gonna come over here and we're gonna get set up. All right, I'm all set up. Dakota's finishing up getting set up. It was a pretty good day. We're gonna cook something to eat. We're really hungry. It's going on 6:30. We're early. I mean, we made the camp pretty good time. We've been taking our time then to set up. And if you see, I have it in porch mode, and I am connecting to the trees that Dakota's connected to. All right, here is hammock heaven for the night, both in porch mode. We're gonna hang out there and talk. This is pretty much a really nice spot. The best spot of this whole campsite, really, for the hammocks, because you have all those dead trees. That's the tree I was going to hang from, and he was going to hang from over there. So there's only small ones above us, so if they fall, might tear up our tarp, but we're not going to die. So that's where we're at for tonight. Here's dinner for tonight. First night, it is beef tacos from Next Mile Meals. I have my keto bar, a bag of mixed nuts, a protein bar it's like a Kellogg cereal bar, and a Snickers bar. And at lunch, I forgot to eat my trail mix, so I'm going to be eating that today too. There's cheese, bell peppers.
Sounds goodish.
It has a little bit of a kick to it. That Next Mile meal was excellent. They impress me more and more every time I eat them. So that was, I think, beef tacos. It was just really good. Almost kind of reminded me of chili, but it was good. So it's about 7:30 now, so we're going to hang out. It's getting cold. Getting a little chilly. We got to hang our bear line and probably hang our food up for the night. That's next on the plan. We're just going to relax for a while and hang out. It's about 8 o'clock. We're tired. We hung the food. Boy, it was heavy. It was like, oh man, 25, close to 30 pounds of food. We got to hang in that tree on one line. I guess we could have used 2, but we already had 1 hung, so. But it was a good day overall. We got 17.8 miles, which is pretty good. So tomorrow we're going to be up early, try to be on trail by 7. And so we want to try to be at camp again by like 5, but we want to try to do a 20-mile day tomorrow. That's our goal. So again, today was an easier day, but tomorrow we're going to have a little bit more time. So we'll see how it goes. And with that, I'm just going to end it here, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.